Hey everybody, welcome to week 11 in what is proving to be a true grind of a season. We lost to Morristown. We are currently 5-5. Let's jump into our saved game. One thing to note, you're going to automatically qualify for the postseason tournament, the conference tournament at the end of each season. But how you perform during the season is going to have a significant impact. Now, obviously, where you finish is going to determine your seed. A higher seed means you have an easier first round match. And then if you are the higher seed in any playoff game, you're also going to have a home game as well too. So that's going to be just easier to win. Obviously, how you train your players is going to have a significant impact as well too, because by the end of each season, your team, good or bad, is going to look significantly different than how they looked during the start of the season. And that all really comes down to how you train them. How was your coaching? How did you build team chemistry? Were you winning games? Were you playing competitively? Were you making good coaching decisions? Then there's a few other things that are coded into the game as well too. I'm not going to give them all away, but one thing to note is that if you sweep a team during the regular season and then you match up against them in the playoffs, you're going to notice that you have a bit of an advantage because you've got that sort of like psychological effect on them, having beaten them twice during the season. So anytime especially now that we're in the second half of the season, these games are really important because if we're playing a team who we'd lost to the first time we played them, we're going to want to win that game so we're not at a disadvantage if we match up against them in the playoffs. And then vice versa, if we did beat that team in the first half, we want to win the second game because that's going to give us that ability to really put our foot on their throat quickly if we match up in the playoffs against them and earn a victory. So let's take a look. We're going on to week 11. We are 5-5, and we're hosting Little York. So Little York they're one game behind us in the standings. Earlier in the season, I believe, they beat us. They beat us by 1 point. That's right. They hit that last second shot. So this is kind of a big game for us. So let's just take a quick look at their team. I want to see. I'm guessing Landrenau, their center, might be and Largefoot might be their best producers. Actually, no, look at that. Landrenau's having a tough season. It looks like Victor, this offense is running through Victor. And then AC Buford's doing his part as kind of like the number two. And then Farabee, who hit that last second shot against us, seems to be playing well as two. It's like Victor's putting up a lot of shots. He's not making all of them, particularly from 3-point range. But he is still their top scorer. So I wonder how his outside shooting ability is looking right now. Yeah, you see it's not great. He's shooting a ton of 3-pointers, and he's below a 50 from a shooting ability. So that's interesting. Whereas Landrenau, he has 69 scoring, 76 strength. He's significantly up there in rebounding, so that's interesting to see. And how about Buford? So Buford's a 66 and a 41 across the board. Okay. So these guys aren't too intimidating from an offensive perspective. It looks like Farabee's shooting is there, but they're kind of digressing a little bit offensively, and their defense is kind of turning out to not be that effective either. So yeah, look at that. They've got low team chemistry, so I think that's been eroding their player attributes. So this is definitely a winnable game. So let's jump into this. Let's give our top five. I think for the remainder of the season, we need to focus our training on our big five for our first team reps. No more sliding Delmont into first team reps, even though he's kind of turning into a nice little sixth or seventh man for us. And then what I'm going to do is, I think offensively and defensively, I'm going to go straight twos. And then I'm going to look to dial up team building. Again, we're kind of behind. We've just been behind the 8 ball on team building all season. I would like to potentially dial up the scrimmage as well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to dial up scrimmages instead of team building, and I'm going to see what kind of effect that has. That's going to prepare us for this game. But if we do things right, it could potentially positively impact our chemistry as well, too. And it didn't. Goodness gracious. We fell down to an 8. So frustrating. Let's see what happened. We did have a strong week of practice, but we need to practice better as a unit. Strong week of practice, but no attributes or players really separated themselves. Let's see. CJ Castleman had a poor week. He was our only starter that had a poor week. Look, we improved our ability to read the opposing defense and make offensive adjustments. Great. And then not a lot of emotion. So, wow, kind of an overall blah week of practice. Let's see what that means for the team. If you look at past weeks, we always have a lot more to dissect in the scouting notes. So let's jump right in and play the game. Home game against Little York. This is one we need to win. I'm not. Look at Kermit. He's moved into our number one spot from a talent perspective. I don't know if that's good because normally that's Xenon, but let's take a look. Xenon is, he's digressing a bit. Not great. Yeah, it's been a tough season in terms of training our players. Ronnie has been progressing really nicely. I really think I need to start running this offense through him even more aggressively than I was before. He's turning into a great swing three. Excellent at driving to the basket. Good enough shooting on the outside. Nothing outstanding. He's a good passer. I think I want to look at running my offense through him this game. Because let's take a look. Trent, he bumped up his offensive ability a little bit. He actually had a good week of practice. So let's see what that does. I'm going to go heavy attack. We're going to go Ronnie Rozier first this game and see what that does. We're going to push the pace. We're going to man these guys up aggressively. I'm not going to worry about boxing one because Victor is struggling with his outside shooting. So I don't want to open up many even though we would be doubling him. Let me rethink that. He takes a lot of shots. You know what? I'm talking myself into running a bit more boxing one because Victor's proven he takes a lot of shots. We're most likely going to be doubling Victor. So if he's going to kind of, take that many shots during the game, why not double him? So let's see how that works out for us. I'm going to pull back on aggression a little bit only because I don't want my guys to get in a lot of foul trouble, and we're already pushing the pace from a fast break perspective. So let's see how that works. They're coming out with, they got Victor at the 4, okay? This is their usual starting 5. Let's see what happens. Landry wins the tip. Not great. Okay, Little York has the ball outside. Yeah, we're doubling Largefoot, and they go to Farabee. So let's see. He misses it. Okay, good, and we get the board. All right. Let's. So we have a heavy attack offense. Let's see if we call it. Yep, we call that right out of the gate. Good job, Xenon. They're doing a little passive man on us. We're going to let Trent. Nice. He drives and hits the 8-footer. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to go. I'm going to get Ronnie the ball right away next time and let him post up on the block and see what they're doing. So Little York setting up a play for their big man, and he answers our opening basket. Okay, let's get Ronnie the ball, guys. Okay, nice foul on Landry. Actually, you know what? Let's go right at the big man and see if we can get a second foul on him right away. Get the ball into Kermit. Look at that. Another one. Emery Lander now. We can maybe get a third foul and get him out of the game. Remember, if you're playing one sprint mode, 3 fouls and the player fouls out. Okay, they're boxing one in us again. So we get it inside to Kermit. Yes, look at that. We picked up. We target him and we got their big man fouled out. That is great. So a minute and a half into the game and their big man already, Emery Lander now picked up 3 fouls. I'm not going to adjust any strategy. Things seem to be working pretty well. Their only guy who scored a basket has fouled out, and Kermit hit the shot. Great. Okay. Now we're going to do an attack with Ronnie next time we get the ball. So they're still going to run some inside offense. They're going into Jason Dutta, the freshman. Nice. Okay, guys. I want to bury these guys right away. We need to win so bad right now. Okay, we execute the play. Oh, he missed the drive. Okay, but we got the offensive board. Yeah, dang, Kermit, come on, buddy. Okay, let's see. Trent hit his first shot. Let's see if he's feeling it today. These are high school kids, so their emotions and their focus are going to vary quite a bit from game to game. It's not a trait that we display. It's something you need to feel more than you see as a coach. So we kind of want to see how Trent is doing. In the future, we're going to put some additional scouting notes coming out of practice, especially if you own certain NFTs and that kind of stuff. that you can kind of get a feel for each player's mental state coming out of each week of practice. Okay. Oh, over the back foul on Dutta. Okay. They are in a funk. Can we start getting their other big man to foul out? Let's see what happens. They're doubling Ronnie, which is great. This could open up the outside shot for Trent. We execute. Oh, come on, buddy. Come on. All right. We're going to go with an attack offense with Xenon this time. Try to get Xenon involved a little bit in the offense as well, too. Okay, Victor missed the shot, but he's going to the free throw line. He seems to be a good free throw shooter, if I remember correctly from the stats. Again, I probably should have done a more thorough job of scouting. You want to be scouting and coaching. This is a basketball coach sim. So the more scouting, the more you know the players in this game, the better you're going to do. Okay, let's see how Xenon does. He drives, pulls up for a 10-footer and hits it. And then, you know what? I'm going to keep calling an attack offense, and I'm going to go right back to Ronnie, give him another shot. I don't want to abandon the guy who's turned into my superstar just because he missed his first drive to the basket. Okay, guys, we got to do a better job of rebounding than that. Be nice if Ronnie could draw a foul here and get us into the bonus. Okay, they're doing a little box and one, so we played into their defense. That's not great. We do execute, but I think Ronnie should be able to convert this. Oh, nope, they did a good job of doubling him. But the thing is, when you box and one, you're going to give up more offensive boards, which they just did. Unfortunately, we couldn't convert it. But we got another one. Okay, so our big guys are rebounding well. Let's see if we can X out of this in time. I don't know if we did. Looks like it's still an attack offense, but it doesn't look like it was a play. Okay, it's going to Xenon. So we did get out of it in time. It wasn't a play specifically for Ronnie. Okay, great. And Xenon just converted. So if he can hit this free throw, we're going to be in good shape. How are we doing with energy? Okay, so Ronnie's getting a little tired, and Kermit is as well, too. Starting to wonder. So you saw Little York earlier had the snowflake up here, which meant they were a little cold, but they got out of it. I'm going to see if we can maybe. I'm not going to make any substitutions yet, even though a couple of my starters are getting tired. Dang, Trent missed the outside shot. You know what? Xenon's hot. You see Xenon's got the little flame going here. So let's get Xenon the ball next time. And I honestly, who do they have? Yeah, they have Derek Smith. I'm going to see if we can maybe post up Derek Smith because he's not the best inside defender. He's very short. If they're running zone or box and one, then that won't work. But if they're running man against us, then nope, they're running a box and one. So it's going to be Xenon posting up one of their big guys. So we do execute the play. Trent gets it down. Oh, no, Derek did end up down there. Okay, great. So they got a little confused. So Little York did not execute their box and one defense effectively there, which is great. It's part of the reason probably why we're able to get a 3-point play. So again, the opposing team, the computer team, they train as well. And so if sometimes their offensive or defensive execution is going to be, hit or miss based on how they practice and how they train. So that's the sort of things you want to get a feel for as you're playing this game. I want to go right back to Xenon. He's hot. He's playing well. I think we found our hot hand for this game. Okay, we're setting up an outside shot. We execute it. Yes, great. All right. Do I go back to him again? Especially Little York, they'll start to pick up on tendencies pretty quickly. So I do want to keep them off balance a little bit. Let's go to Ronnie again and see what that does. I just want to mix things up. I don't want to keep calling plays to Xenon because that's going to undermine his effectiveness when later in the game if I do need a crucial basket. Okay, so we got a 4-point lead. Let's slow things down. Let's see if I called this in time. Oh, they're fouling us. Yeah. Well, Derek Smith fouls out, but I think they wanted to get us to the free throw line fairly quickly. Let's take a look. How tired are my guys? Dang, Ronnie's tired. CJ's tired. They're all tired. It's just a matter of who do I want to fight through it. We're going to leave Xenon in there. I'm going to leave Kermit in there. We're going to bring in Omar. And as much as I don't, I'm leaving Trent in at the 3. These guys are pretty gassed. They're pretty fatigued. But leave it as is. And then what I'm going to do with this group is we're going to go heavy inside, especially with Kermit still in there. Let's reset everything. I like to reset everything so I'm not running any, coming out of a dead ball, so I'm not running any strategies that don't feel appropriate. So good. So let's see how we do defensively here. We're trapping them. They worked their way through it. And then a blocking foul. Dang. So they quickly got through the trap, and then we committed a blocking foul. We did have a foul to give, though, so that was a pretty heady foul by Vaughn. Probably disrupted their offensive execution a little bit. They missed a three-pointer. We got the defensive board. They're going to have to foul us here. And we just need to hit our free throws. I can't imagine with 18 seconds left, if we can get an 8-point lead, great. I mean, 7-point lead, I feel great. 8-point lead, outstanding. Okay. Now, and we steal the inbounds pass. Okay, great. And they needed to foul us again. Heady play by Xenon. Good job, buddy. Good job. So Omar Nolish going to the line and hits the next one. So we have a nice 10-point lead with 16 seconds. I don't think even, guys, let's pull back on the trapping. We don't need to do that. Let's go with low aggression. Okay, he misses it, and that's it. Great. Nice 10-point win. Something we needed. All right, let's build a little momentum going into the postseason. 3 more regular season games left. Of course, look at that Xenon of our 22 points. He scored 14 of them, still dished out a couple of assists because he's a really good point guard. And we got 6 geek points. Great. Let's take a quick look at the standings. I actually want to look at the scores. Okay, we bumped the good. See, I don't know if you felt it during that game, but we played good, crisp basketball. We were executing. We seemed to be drafting off what we did in our training pretty effectively, and we bumped our chemistry up by a couple points. So hopefully we can build a little. There's also team momentum in this game, within the game, but also from week to week. So hopefully if we can start to build a little positive momentum, I would really like to find a way to get this team chemistry up to a 15 come playoff time. Let's take a look at the Week 11 scores. Okay, we won by 10. Lancaster continues to be the best team in the conference. South Lancaster beat Morristown. Interesting. And then Ocean City beat Four Corners. So Ocean City during the second half of the season seems to be coming into their own a little bit. We're tied with them for the 3rd seed, and then South Lancaster's 1 game ahead of us. So, I mean, we're mathematically still alive to get the 1 seed, but it's pretty unlikely. Lancaster would have to lose out, and then we'd have to win the tiebreaker against them, which right now the tiebreaker isn't very sophisticated. It's just point difference is what it is. So you can see they got a plus 57 point differential. We only have a plus 10. So I think the 1st seed is pretty much out of the question. But if things break our way and we run the table, we should be able to get the 2nd seed, or at least have a shot at it. Okay, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back for Game 12 tomorrow, where we are going to be taking on, who do we got? Oh, at Lancaster. So I guess we're going to find out right away just how mathematically eliminated we could be from the playoffs, or are we still alive? All right, everybody, have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.